Friends, so today we're gonna discuss three problems from the latest Ad Coder Beginner Contest 170. So the first three problems are five variables. So you are given five variables x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5, and the variable xi was initialized to assign a value of I. So all these five values, the first value is initialized with 1, the second value is 2 because xi is initialized with a value of I. Okay, Snoop, choose one of these values and assign it to 0. So like Snoop, choose any of them values and assign it to 0. You are given the value of the five variables after the assignment. So you have to find out the variable Snoop has assigned to 0. So it will become more clear with this example. As you can see, all of them are from 1 to 5, but this is changed. So you have to print out which value turns out to be 0, the index. So it is the first value. So this is very simple. You can iterate over all the elements and tell which element like has the value of 0. Just print out its index. As you can see in this, the answer is 3. Or you can also do that because the sum of all the numbers is equal to 15. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you just remove one of the numbers and make it 0, the sum of them will be, so what you can do here is you can do the summation of all the numbers and subtract it from 15, which is the summation of 1 to 15, which will tell us that what is the number which is missing in here, because if every number will be here, the summation will be 15, but because one number is missing, and if you do the summation of all these numbers, the number which is missing will come out. So that's what I've written. You can also write the simple one. So what I have done here is I have taken the total, take the total of all the numbers and subtract it from 15. Okay, so that's the first logic. Now move on to the second code. The second problem states that you are given some animals in a garden and each of them can be a crane with 2 legs or a turtle with 4 legs. Okay, so Takahashi says there are X animal in total in the garden and Y lens in total. Okay, so there are X animals and Y lens. The main thing is because the content constraints are very small, you can iterate over every possible combination of X. Okay, so there can be two type of animals, either a crane or a turtle. So because the total is X, you can assume the first case because there are 0 cranes and X turtles. There are 1 crane and X minus 1 turtle and so on. And accordingly calculate the total values. If you know that there is 0 cranes and X turtle, the total length will be 0 length for crane, which is 0, plus X turtle, which is 4 into X. So total will be 4 into X length. So if that is equal to Y in any of the cases, we know that this combination is valid and you print yes, else we'll print no. Okay, so that's the second question. I'll take it down to here. You will input X and Y, and then what you will do here is you can iterate over from 0 till 100 because the value is from 0 till 100. It means that the summation of all the animals is up to 100. There can be a case in which there is no crane and all the animals are turtles. Then the case is the maximum is up to 100. So that's what I have taken. I will take for cranes, let's say from 0 till 100, and then because cranes number we have decided, we can easily find out the number of turtles, which is X minus I. We will only do this if this value, because this value is feasible. We have taken value from 0 till n, but let's assume we have taken cranes to be, let's say 50, and the total X is just 5. Then 5 minus 50 turns out to be negative. So that number of turtles will not occur because that is not possible. So we will only do if this A, which is the number of turtles, is greater than or equal to 0. Then the total number of legs will be I into 2, which is the number of cranes into 2, plus number of turtles, which is A into 4. And if at any case it turn out to be Y, we will just return C out and return, which means we have broken out of this solution, like solve function. And the answer is just yes. If there is no such case possible, then the answer will be false, which is no. Okay, I hope you understand. It is just O of n. Now move on to the third question. The third question statement states that you are given an integer x and an integer of sequence n, which consists of all these integers. So you are given an integer x and an integer sequence. Then among the integers not contained in the sequence, So you have to find out another integer which is not in this sequence which is given to you, which is not necessarily positive. It means it can be negative also. Find the integer nearest to x. Okay, so find the among the integers not in the sequence, find the integer nearest to x. So you are given an integer and you have to find out another integer which is nearest to x, which is not in this sequence which you are given. Okay, and that is find the integer whose absolute difference with x is minimum. If there are multiple integers, report the smallest of such integers. Okay, so also in this case, as you can see, the constraints are very small. So take me down to the example now. There are 6 numbers and x is 5. So as you can see, if you take let's say 4, okay, so 4 is there, 3, okay, so as you can see 3 is not in this set, so it can be 3. Okay, now as you can see in this, because this is 5, 6 in this set, 7 is in the set, 8 is not in the set. Okay, so among the integers not contained in the set are 4, 7 and so on. Okay, so that's what you have to do. You have to find out the smallest number, okay, which is not in this set and whose difference between this x is very small. Okay, sorry, x is the first number. That's what I'm missing. So as you can see, for 6, 7 is present but 8 is not present. For if you do the minimum, if you go from 6 to back, 6 is present, 5 is present, 4 is present, so the next number is 3. Okay, but for 6, if you go ahead of 6, 6 is present, 7 is present, but 8 is not present. So you can find out the difference between 6 and 8 is just 2, and the difference between 3 and 6 is 3. So the minimum among them is 8. Okay, so that's the thing. If you find out that in this case 10 is there, the minimum can be 9 as well as 11, because 10 is present. Then the next you have to start from 10 also, because 10, the minimum from 10 is 10 alone. Okay, so now go from 10 to 11. 11 is not present. Also if you go back, 9 is not present. So both of them has a difference of 1, but you have to print out the smallest one. Okay, so that's the thing. What you can do in this code also, what in this logic also, because you want to find out the smallest one, you can go from x, you can put every number first, all these numbers in a set, so you can easily find it out whether the number is present or not. Then you can iterate from x till a very small number, let's say minus 1000. Okay, and then you will find out the next smallest number which is not present in the set, and then you will store out the difference between that number x and a number which is not present in the set, and also do it from the positive side. I'll tell you more with this code now, and you will become more clear. So the logic statement states that what you can do here is the solve function x and n, take the input of s, which is the set, and then put everything in the set. Take the input of all the numbers and put it in the set. Then index and int max. So index, store the index which we want to find out the final answer, and int max is the difference. Initially the difference can be very large, it can be int max. Now because we want the smallest number to be first, what we can do here is we can iterate from x till a very negative number which is 1000, and we can check that whether this I is present in S. If it is not present in S, if the count is 0, then we will check what is the minimum absolute difference between x and this number I. If it is smaller than the minimum we have till now seen, we will update our minimum and the index itself, and we will break out, because that's the first minimum. If we go more negative, the difference will gonna increase and we will break out. Same we're gonna do from x till a very large number which is 1000. We will check whether this number is present. If it is not present in the set, we will do the same. We will find out the absolute difference. If it is smaller than the minimum we have till now seen, we will update our minimum and we will break out. And then we have to return the index, which is the value itself. Okay, so I is the index. Index means the number which is the smallest number closest to x. Okay, I hope you understand all the three logics. So you can look at the code now. Okay, I hope you understand all the three logics and the code. If you still have any doubts, please mention down. More videos are coming soon, so hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Keep coding. Bye.